are live.
Yay.
Pressure's on.
What's your Twitter name or Twitch name?
My Twitch name?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is really gonna suck. I'm gonna. I don't know how to do this now. I'm gonna have to figure this out in a second. So I cannot, if I move my Discord, I have to leave my Discord showing the cameras like this in order for your guys' cameras to show where they're supposed to be. If I get off of it and go to the dice roller in chat, then y'all's cameras all get completely whacked out.
Why don't you log into Discord in a browser? That way you can do both. It's not a perfect solution, but it works for, a day.
Or we have another device.
Yeah. Alright, so let me. There is it. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the session 0 of our Greyhawk 1E one-shots. I'm your host, Sean, gathered together with some of the finest players ever to gather on the interwebs to kick off this campaign tonight. We are hitting session 0 again. For those that may be confused about our session 0 a few weeks back, that session 0 was strictly for literally a 1E playtest of the adventure Ruins of the Mistmarsh. I had written that adventure back circa 2000 for one of the Oerth journals when it came out, and so I wanted to play test it because I'm hoping to run it in an upcoming con, the online, the virtual Greyhawk Con, which is running from, I believe it's August 1st through the 3rd. Not August, but October 1st through the 3rd. Sometime around then it's supposed to be kicking off. So I'm hoping to at least get one in. I'm actually out that weekend. I'm gone away from my home base, so I won't be able to run it every day like I was planning. But speaking with Lord Gazumba, I'm hoping to at least get one run in. So for those of you that came and saw us run that adventure over the course of 2 weeks, I appreciate the support. I definitely appreciate the support of Lord Gazumba when he came in and raided us with several people, like 70 people, and put us over the top for affiliate. So those that are here that have been here before, you may notice now that we have the ability to subscribe. So there's a little button down there. Feel free to click it. We're not proud. We'll beg to get our first set of subscribers. You can buy bits. You can share. You can do all sorts of things. And actually, if you notice, if you cheer enough, you can actually now give our players either a natural 1 or a natural 20. They can use the natural 20 at any point during the session, or if they get a natural 1, they can swap out any dice roll they want in the entire session with that natural 1. So if the DM rolls a nat 20, and they have a nat 1 on hand, they can swap out my natural 20 for a natural 1. So if you guys want to help our players out during the course of the campaign, I'm sure they would appreciate it, because as we all know, natural 20s and natural 1s rule the world. So yeah, so it's kind of cool. We're coming up with some ways to make it a little more interactive for you guys. And so, like I said, hopefully you guys will return week in, week out to see the players and see how they progress. A little bit about this campaign. Why do we call it 1E one shots? It's exactly it. It's first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Tonight we're rolling up our characters. It's going to be, we've already set a certain set of rules for the hey Corvus, thanks brother for showing up. Corvus is one of my 5e players who plays on my Friday night game. He just cheered for us, so I appreciate that. So anyway, tonight we set kind of some rules, typical, dice roll, what you see is what you get, although a little bit of modification. I am going to allow them to roll a couple of times if they don't get what they want character-wise first time out. But after 3 tries, all bets are off. You got to pick one and roll with it. So anyway, so how is this campaign going to work? It's literally a series of one-shot adventures. It could be a well-known published adventure that's near and dear to everybody's hearts. Could be something I pull out of a Dungeon or a Dragon magazine. Could be something I've seen online. Could be a 5e that I've converted to a 1e. But the whole premise of it is literally they're going to go from adventure to adventure. So today, I will tell you, our very first adventure is going to start in the free city of Greyhawk. However, I'm going to let the players decide whether they want to do an in-city campaign or the surrounding area adventure, I should say. But once that adventure is complete, hopefully in one session, maybe 2, once that adventure is complete, the next time we meet, the players could be off across the planet. Don't care how they got there. Don't worry about the travel and all that other stuff that comes in between it. The players are just going to show up on the doorstep and for whatever reason are going to kick off the next adventure. So we'll tell them why they're there or what they're doing there or whatever the case may be, and then they're going to off right into that adventure as well. So hopefully it'll be fun. There's definitely going to be chance for role play, because this is a role-playing game, and I do enjoy the RP part of it. However, for me, the focus is going to be just the adventure itself. It's not going to be the whole backstory, the whole campaign, the whole continuity, the whole things like that. Heck with that. Let's fight kobolds here, and next week we're going to go across the street and fight dragons, right? So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. And you never know where you're going to end up. Never going to know where you're going to end up. The only choice I'm ever going to give my players is, are they going to start in the city itself or in the surrounding areas of the city? So with us tonight, we have 4 of our players. We actually are hoping to get 6. I do have a slot open. That 6th player can't be here tonight. I'm hoping he will be here later on. Not tonight, but at least in the campaign. We're going to sort of off stream, going to get his character put together. But it looks like I may have 1 additional slot available for the Monday night. So, hey, if you're interested, just kind of whisper it to me sometime. We'll kind of hook up and see if you'll be a fit for our campaign. The other thing on this campaign that you guys may see is, as we're running the campaign, I am going to run a giveaway. And it's not really a giveaway. It's your opportunity to pick a random encounter. So basically, sometime during the course, I'm going to start the giveaway, and you can just do !random. And at the end of tonight's, or at least somewhere toward the end of tonight's session, I'm going to choose a lucky winner, and that lucky winner is going to be able to pick a random encounter, a random creature that the party will fight next week. So if you want to pick it and see the party fight whatever monster you picked, you're going to have to show up next week to watch to see whenever that random encounter gets thrown in. So with that being said, let's kind of get this thing kicked off a little bit. So again, tonight is session 0. All we're doing is rolling up characters, putting characters together, and then maybe buying some equipment and stuff like that. I'm a little more prepared tonight. Kind of broke out the old books. Didn't have anything prepared whatsoever for the 1E adventure. I left it all out there. I even brought the cool stuff, man. So for those that know, I got the cool stuff out here. But some of the more important ones are like DM screen. Yeah, didn't have that last week. Had to ask everybody questions all the time. Got my old DMG out, so hopefully if there are any questions, I haven't looked at that thing in 20 years, so I have no idea where anything's in that book. So if it's not in the appendix or in the table of contents, we're screwed. But there's people on the channel, I'm sure, that are actually going to help us out, hopefully. So anyway, that being said, let's kind of kick this off here. So our VTT for tonight is is out on Discord. As you can see, some of our players have actually been doing rolls and testing their rolls just to make sure that they can do it. So here's what the rules are. Number one, you're going to roll 6 sets of 4d6 in order to get your 6 stats. You roll it, and then the next person will roll, and the next person will roll, etc., until all 4 players have rolled. If you don't like the results of your first die roll, you can roll another complete set, right? And so on and so forth. But you only get 3 sets. After the 3rd set, you have to pick it, and you're going to have to create a character that's able to use those stats. Now, here are a couple caveats. Once you have those stats, if you're going to be non-human, you have to apply your racial modifiers. After you apply your racial modifiers, if you find that you are just shy of something that you need, like say a paladin's got to have a charisma of 17, and after all your applicable modifiers, well, for a human you don't get any, but after everything's said and done, you have a 16 for charisma. I do allow a one-time 2-for-1 swap. So if you could take 2 points off a dump stat and add 1 to your charisma to give you that 17, that puts you over the hump, I will be more than happy to agree to that. I've done that for years. It's not that bad of a deal, but it's not 2-for-1 every time. It's a single one-time 2-for-1 stat swap. So, cool. Everybody agree with that? Anybody got any questions really about the campaign or how this thing is going to play out over the next however many weeks, months, years, or decades? My goal is to play longer than however long Jay plays. So if Lord Kazuma goes for 50 years, you guys need to hang around for at least 50 years because I'm pushing through and I'm going to play for 51 years because ooh. I got a late start. I had a 20-year hiatus while I was in the Navy. You have to forgive me, so I wasn't able to continue a campaign. But that being said, that's my goal in life is to game longer than however it is Kazuma does. So, but that's just me. I have a chip on my shoulder, and that's just the way it is. So, all right. So, looking at my board at the top, I see Monkey Boogers, Jason with the glasses. I definitely appreciate him showing up and showing us his bright, shiny face. If you would, sir, you are the first up. So if you would go ahead and give us a die roll, as you can see if you have any questions on how to use the dice bot, exclamation point roll 646 D1 means drop 1, right? So you do that, and let's see what your stats are, and tell me what you think about your stats.
Okay, and I added a IR1, which means it rerolls once.
No.
Is that what? Okay.
We are not re-rolling ones. And there's a reason for that, and Aether Knowledge can tell you why. You can blame
it's because I rolled like 5 16s. And completely thought I was going to be able to keep it, and then Sean had to kill my dreams and murder them and dig them 6 feet and bury them 6 feet underground.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah, right. He did have seriously like 4 16s. I was like, yeah, no more drop the ones. All right, dude.
Well, here we go.
My good luck has ruined it for all of you. I'm so sorry, guys.
No problem.
You know what's funny is I think I re-rolled a 1 during that, by the way.
You're ready to roll. Go ahead and roll another 5. So you have to exclamation point roll 5 4d6 d1. You got to put a space after it. Yeah, come on, dude, you can do this. Let's see what he gets. Oh, I'm pretty sure you're going to want to re-roll that as we go, but That's your first roll. So you got a 16, a 7, 11, a 5, a 9, and a 13. That said, you can keep it if you want, but let's roll it. And I apologize, Crep, for looking at yours. I'm like, wow, that dude got an 18. I guess you're not going to get to keep that either. So hey,
It's okay.
it's a good test.
I rolled early.
Yeah, it's a good test roll. All right, so go ahead and give us your first dice roll. Nice. A 12, a 14, a 15, a 14, a 7, and a 6. Probably going to end up re-rolling that bad boy. All right. Adam, Aethernalis.
All right. Let's see
what you get here.
we do. And
Not too shabby. A 12, 8, 15, 9, 10, and a 16. That is really not too bad considering. And I will say one other thing. If you get any, actually, I should have said that. You know what? We'll do this as a test run if you guys want, unless you want to keep it, because I meant to say no roll can be lower than an 8. I wasn't even thinking about that, but we'll just go through everybody and then we'll talk. Because some people may want to keep that 5, like the dude's got like a wooden leg or something like that. So, all right, Valorius, go ahead and give us your first roll. Oh, there's a good set of rolls. 9, 12, 10, 15, 14, 16. Look at that. Nicely done.
That almost gets you to Ranger.
Yeah.
Almost.
All right. So we're going to come back to you, Monkey. The first thing is, though, I want to take a look at yours. So you originally had a 16, a 7, 11, a 5, a 9, and a 13. So you can right now roll 2 sets of dice, right? So if you go roll 2 4d6 d1 to re-roll that 5 and that 7 to give you your complete set of stats, we can do that.
Oh, you want me to roll the 5 and 7? Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, so just do roll 2 4d6 d1.
All right, here we go. Come on, 18.
13 and a 14. So your actual rolls are 16, 13, 14, 11, 9, and 13. So I don't know if you want to write those down because I'm not going to write them down. So again, you got a 16, 13, 14, 11, 9, 13. Right? So that's your first set of rolls. Your choice whether or not you want to keep that or you want to roll it again. Roll a new set. You're back with us. You want to keep that set or you want to re-roll? So either his mic's out or I'm not sure.
No,
but
I think I'm going to re-roll if that's okay with you.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, this is what I said. If you don't want it, then you will re-roll it. So let's go ahead and re-roll that and see what you come up with. So now it's going to be 6. Right. Don't forget to change the 2 to a 6.
Yep, got it. Here we go. Yeah, I need like 6 10s. Come on.
8, 8, 16, 14, 9, 10. Not too shabby. All right. Crap. Your dice rolls were 12, 8, 15, 9, 10, and 6. No, sorry, that was Aethernalis. My bad. Your rolls were 12, 14, 15, 14, 7, and 6. So I, likewise, will allow you to roll 2 sets of dice to re-roll that 7 and that 6 to see what you get. And you got a 12 and a 16. So you got a 12, a 16, a 12, 14, 15, 14. So you actually got a good set of dice. So I don't know if you want to just keep those or you're going to re-roll, retry for that 18.
I'll take my chances for the 18. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll your 66. All right. You got a 14, 8, 7, 10, 7, 15. So go ahead and re-roll 2 dice. Now that we remember about the 8s, we're going to go ahead and roll. And I hope you guys are writing these down because I'm not writing them down. So you're going to have to write down your stats so you know what your current stats are. All right. Oh, you got a 16 and an 8. All right, so you have 14, 8, 8, 10, 16, 15. So that's your second set. 14, 8, 8, 10, 16, 15 are is your second set of dice. Cool?
Yep.
All right. All right, Eighth Analysis, did you write your dice result down?
Yeah, I have the first one recorded.
All right.
I have a 12. Do you want me to read it out? Or?
No, I got it. I'm just 12, 8,
Right.
15, 9, 10, 16, right?
Right.
Okay.
Now, if I roll again,
Yes.
I can't choose the first one, or I can go back and choose the first one if I like it more.
So
You said it two different ways. I wasn't sure.
yeah, so in a technical sense, you should not be able to choose the first one. But if after 3 tries you don't have anything that's workable, then I would let you choose which one you want. So there is an escape clause there. If you just roll 3 times, you get which one you want. But my preference is if you roll a second time and you know what I mean, and you don't like it, then you don't get to go back and choose the first one instead. But you know what? I would let that, let's just do that. So if you decide that you don't want to roll a third time, whatever. So like I said, I'm kind of all over the place on that one. But for the most part, it's no more than 3 attempts to get the dice set that you want. So.
All right. 1 time 18, no whammies. Okay.
15, 17, 13,
That's all right.
15, 12. There you go. You can get an 18 out of that.
Yeah, I definitely can.
But you can't take it from the 9 though.
Yeah.
You can't if you take a dump stat and take 2 off, it can't bring you below 8. There's no stat can be
Gotcha.
lower than an 8. So.
And it's 2 from 1, not 2 from one from
correct.
2 different things.
That is
Cool.
correct. It has to be 2 from one single stat to replace 1 for the stat you want to bump.
Understood.
Cool.
All right.
All right. Valoria, so you're going to keep yours or you're going to try to roll again?
Well, if I do take 2 away from the 10,
Yep.
I can get that 12 up to 13, and that would give me what I need to become a ranger.
Right.
But I wouldn't mind giving it another shot. So can I go back and take this one if my next 2 aren't that good?
I'll let you. Like I said, because
Really?
it's going to happen that way anyway. Because if I say no, you just say you don't like either one of them. Roll a third time, and then you get to pick which of the 3 you want. Right. So
Okay.
it's an escape clause. So I'm just
Fair
going to
enough.
say, you know what? If you like this one better, keep it. If not, you can take the other one or roll a third time. So.
All right, here we go. You ready? Everybody sitting down?
Yeah. Oh, 14,
Okay,
13. Yeah, that
Don't
was.
like that one.
Was, huh?
Yeah, don't like that one.
All right. 14, 13, 8, 11, 9, 11. All right. We'll just have everybody go through and do it 3 times. That way you can pick which set of dice you want the best. I'm just not even going to worry about it anymore. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, that's a stupid rule. Let's just roll 3 times and pick which one you want. All right, Monkey. Show us what you got.
Oh, I don't got much. It's apparently, but I'm gonna. Okay, they say the third time's a charm, right?
That's what they say. I don't believe it. See what I'm saying? You get to re-roll one of that. Re-roll 1 die. Or re-roll 1 set of dice. 146, drop the low. Yeah, you bumped it by 1. So you got an 8, 11, 11, 12, 12, 14. So you're going to have to go back and decide which one of the 3 sets that you want the most.
The first one.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Percy. See what you got, brother. Ha! There it is. 13, 17, 18, 13,
Oh,
13,
nice.
8. Nice set of dice.
That's a
And
good
you
one.
Can,
Damn,
you
that's
can
a good
take,
set.
You can take 2 away from a 13 and bump that 8 to a 9 so you don't feel like you're on the edge. All right.
Or have 2 18s.
Or have 2 18s. That is correct. You could have an 18 strength, 18 dex. Sounds like an assassin to me. Oh, I don't allow evil, so. All right. Cool.
Can I steal his set instead of rolling a third one?
What's that? No. right. Next up, Adam. Let's see what you got, bro.
All right, let's roll this third set, and if we don't like it, we still got the second one.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend like I didn't.
But you get to
Wow.
re-roll one. See if you can get an 18 out of that
I
7.
do. Oh no. I still don't think I'll.
Okay.
Even if I do, I don't think I'll be
All right,
taking
you're
it. But
gonna
I'll roll it just to see.
All right.
4d6 and drop one.
15.
Yeah, we're gonna not take the set. We're gonna take the second.
Okay. So, in the general or private chat, just do it in the general chat. I would like for you to post your stats that you're taking. Right? Don't do it in this chat. Do it in the general chat on Discord for the channel, and just put your stats in there. So, all right. So, Valorius, it's up to you, man. I need to see all these 18s.
Here we go. Big rolls. Here we come.
Nice. You get to re-roll that 6, though. I mean, that won't be too bad if you get like a 17 or an 18. That's a pretty decent set of rolls.
So what's the script for just rolling one?
Just
Just 6.
Yeah. Yeah, just remove the 6, so it says roll 40-60-1.
What channel did you want those
Yeah,
stats in?
just put it in the general. No, you don't need to put the 1 in there. Just get rid of the 1. It knows it's to be a 1. So just roll 40-60-1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you got a 9, a 14, a 12, 8, 16, 15. So I'm not sure which set of 3 you liked better.
Yeah, so I gotta, okay, I'll write this down and sort all that. Okay.
Yeah, you got a 9.
So I got 9, 14, 12, 16, 15. Okay.
Which is really
So
not
I
too
can
bad.
I can't take. Well, it's not bad, but I can't make that 9 a 7, right?
No, you cannot. You cannot take away 2
Right.
that brings it below 8. So you can't have any stat below 8 when you're done.
Okay, so I'll be going with the first one then,
Okay. All right, cool.
because I need 4 stats at 13 or better
Right.
for a ranger.
All right.
For a ranger, or I just become a fighter and I can mess
Right.
around
Yep,
a little
your
bit
call.
more.
All right, so I know.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, I know I said in general. I don't know what I was thinking because now we're done. Go ahead and put your stats in this channel so everybody in the channel can actually see them as well. So whatever your dice are, just go ahead and put them. They don't, and not necessarily any kind of order. I'm going to get a little notepad out here. So, all right. So, Crep, you have 13, 18. Yeah. Are you going to go, you think demi-human, Adam?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No,
Just out of curiosity.
No, I'm gonna be probably a human magic user.
I like it.
I gotta have that potential to get to level 20 and beyond. We'll see. I mean, you said we'll be playing for 50 years, so
Yes,
I gotta
so
think
there's
long term.
There is quite the possibility of that
Yeah, yeah.
happening. So I'm just sort of copying this over into my notepad just so I can kind of have them for myself. Valorius, I'm just waiting on you. So whenever you choose which one, just go ahead and post your stats. All right. So it's kind of
not adjusted, all right?
correct. Not adjusted. Just whatever your straight rolls were, and then you guys can. That's what we're going to do next. So I just want to copy these over and kind of see if anybody's over in the Discord chat, by the way, like Cannon Fire or whatever. Tell those guys that we're streaming. See if we can get our viewership up a little bit. I don't want to do it because it'll end up showing on our screen here if I go over there. So, but all right. So just out of curiosity now, so Percy, are you going to do any adjusting of any of your stats, or are you just going to leave them the way they are? Right. So you've got that 13, 18, 17, 13, 13, 8. Do you plan on adjusting any, like 2 for 1?
I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it the way it is.
Do you have an idea what you want to play?
A paladin.
You're gonna do a paladin. Nice. What you know? What faith? I guess I should ask. I never really asked you. How familiar are you with Greyhawk? Or maybe I did ask you and I just don't remember.
No, I know nothing about the Greyhawk face.
Okay. So that's definitely good research
There's a
for
map
you.
right here, buddy.
Yeah, just he's got the
Map
map
right
right,
there.
behind him there, so Valoria's can show you. He's got a map of the world right behind him. So yeah, so I guess there are some sort of traditional type priests or faiths that most paladins you may read about or see or whatever, but really, as long as you're lawful good, you know, you could pick whatever deity you want. So what we will do offline, unless you guys want to discuss it now, we can kind of bring up some of the different deities. Saint Cuthbert is a big time deity in the area. Heronius is a popular one. Heronius is actually a knight. His depiction is sort of a guy in plate mail armor anyway, so he's always a big one. Foltis, if you wanna play the real follow my lead or follow my way or get smitten, I've always looked at the Fulton priests as sort of very snobbish, kind of look down on you and it's our way or the highway kind of things, right? So that's just me personally. So yeah, so there's several that we can kind of look at, but I will send you some good places that has lore about the different Greyhawk gods and stuff, and you can kind of find a deity that you may want to follow within the free city of Greyhawk, where we're going to be starting. There are various deities, but I think St. Cuthbert and Pelor are the two biggest churches in town, but there's a bunch of smaller churches around town as well. So there's definitely room for, you know.
Well,
whatever.
I am familiar with Cuthbert, so I might just choose that.
Right. Right. Okay. All right. So you're not going to do. So you're going to do a paladin of St. Cuthbert. What about you, Adam? You said, are you doing any swapping of stats at all?
I am very likely going to take the 2 from the 12 and put it in my 17 to make it an 18.
Okay.
But I'm gonna play around with like different permutations of that, see what I like most. But
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking right
But
now.
you're actually just going to be a straight human magic user, right?
Yeah, that is the intention. I do have a couple ideas for backstory that I want to run by you sometime, but
Yep.
yeah.
So backstory is probably less super important in this type of a campaign, although it could come into play. For example, if you guys are in the city and you need to go somewhere, you may know somebody, or you like, for example, Grey College. Grey College is, and then the Wizards Guild, right? The Greyhawk Library, etc., are all well-known meccas for mages in this area. It's not the greatest magic school on the land, but you know it is one of the, at least in this region, it is the top. So yeah, so we can definitely talk about that and kind of see where you want to go with that. So what about you, Tino Monkey? What are you going to do any dice swapping, or are you just going to kind of leave your stats as is?
I'm assuming a half orc cannot be a paladin.
That is correct. Paladin must be human.
Well then, I am going to be straight fighter.
Okay, you can be a half orc fighter,
Yes.
probably from the Wild Coast, I assume, or at least thereabouts. Or you could come from like west or even
Pomarch.
north. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wild Coast, Pomarch, that whole region. But there's
Don't march.
yeah, no, not that far. Not that far.
That's far, yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, in this kind of campaign, I don't really care where you say you're from, right? So it's just sort of your story, your character, how you want to portray yourself, etc. It just so happens that we are going to be starting in the free city of Greyhawk itself. So you're not going to be swapping any stats then, right, Gino? You're just going to leave this as it is.
Well, I'll only adjust with the ratio.
Gotcha. That's what I meant. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Valorius, what about yourself, man?
I am going to adjust the 10
Okay.
down to an 8,
I like it.
and I'm gonna make the 12 a 13,
Okay.
and that gets me to range. That gets me to a ranger.
Awesome. So you are going to be human, half elf, elf, human ranger.
Yeah, human ranger, human Canadian ranger.
I'm a ranger, eh? I'm a ranger. You're not a maple leaf. You're not. You're not
Yeah,
a
ranger,
maple
eh?
leaf, right?
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Cool.
Yeah. So now, where do you want us to put the stats in general? You said.
What's that?
Where do you want us to put the stats in general? Or
Well, no. So I'm just
like what we're actually going to.
Oh, yeah. So I just wanted to see them in the. Go ahead and just put them in the one shots campaign chat. And you've already got them there. You've already got them there, right? I just wanted the people that were out on the stream to be able to see what everybody had picked for their particular stats. So, so that said, so the next thing I want to kind of do is we're going to put the stats in where we want them. So I'm going to start with you again, Percy. Which stat you're going to use for strength?
18.
18, and your strength, intelligence.
13.
13 intelligence. Dexterity.
13.
13. Wisdom. I'm assuming
8.
8. For paladin, I like it. A low wisdom for a paladin. For your constitution, another 13.
Yeah, 13.
And then your charisma 17.
Sounds great.
All right, so cool. Let's see. Magic user, Aethernalis. Your strength is going to be.
Oh, and, I'm going to put the 9 in there.
Okay. And your intelligence, 18.
I'm going to put that 17, which I'm going to adjust up to 18. I'll take the 12 and drop it to 10.
Okay. So your
Sorry, hold on.
No, you're
hold
fine.
on. I'm in the wrong channel. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I had a 12 or a 13.
You had a. Yeah.
I'll take the 12 and drop it to 10. Sure.
All right. And so your dexterity is going to be.
My dexterity is going to be one of my. Probably going to be one of my 215s here.
Okay.
I'm going to have to double check, make sure the stats all do what I think they do in first edition.
They're
but,
very similar to 5e, just not quite as high of bonuses.
Yeah.
All right. Your wisdom.
We're going to take the 13 that we have and put it in there.
Okay. And then your constitution.
Your
other 15.
No, actually, I really want a high charisma on this character. I really want to engage with that henchman and hirelings sort of sort of thing. So hold on. Did I put the 15 in Dex? Let's put the here. Let me just write this out.
Okay. No problem.
I need to see it to mentally process.
Yeah,
it
for
properly.
those that haven't followed us at all, Aethernalis has never really played 1E. His first real game of 1E was our last session, and so, or I should say, our play test. And so, he's looking at some of the things that 1E has done, like hirelings, henchmen, etc. And he's really getting kind of excited about playing that aspect of the game.
Oh,
so.
yeah. I think that checks out.
All right, strength 9, dex 13.
Double check, make sure I didn't copy something.
Dex 13, con 15, wisdom 10, charisma 15. Nice. So a smooth talking magic user. I like it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for.
All right. So Tino, Monkey, talk to us a little bit. What are you going to have for your strength? Did you already look at your adjustments?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
What do we got?
We're gonna have a 15 strength.
Okay.
A 17 dexterity.
Okay. Hang on just a sec. Okay.
And a 9 charisma.
Okay.
A 9. I'm sorry, it's not a 15 dexterity. That's a 14 dexterity. I'm
14.
sorry.
Okay.
And
Intelligence
it's gonna
of
be a 14 constitution.
14 con. Okay.
Gonna be a 9 charisma, I think I said.
Yep.
It's gonna be a 9 intelligence.
Okay.
And a 11 wisdom.
I dig it. All right. So, Valorius.
All right. So I'm going to do strength at 16,
Okay.
intelligence 13,
Okay.
wisdom 14.
Okay.
I'm going to be a clumsy ranger at a dexterity of 9,
Okay.
constitution 15, and charisma 8.
I like it. Very cool. All right. Now let me get my things lined up here so I can have them all. All right. So normally, I'm going to give you guys a choice, and I know what you're going to say, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to give you guys a choice. You want to roll for your hit points, or you just want to get hit points? Because normally I just give, even back in the day, I never made first level characters roll for their hit points. I just gave them their max first level hit points. So if you want the full 1E experience, we roll for hit points, which is potentially a magic user with 1 hit point.
Hey,
Totally
let me
fine.
just die in character creation.
Totally fine by me. But it's up
Watch
to you
out for
guys.
that apple from the tree! No!
Ah, shit.
My son posted today that what is 1 hit point of damage in real life? That's when you bite down on a chip and it pokes the roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
So that's exactly right. Exactly right. So for everybody's hit points, I'm just going to go with whatever your max hit points is for your class level and your constitution bonus. So Percy, if you would please tell me, as a paladin, I believe you roll a d10.
Yeah, I'll just go with the max.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell everybody to do. I was just kind of playing around because I knew nobody would actually want to roll. So just to confirm, paladins do get. It's our cleric. Let's go to our fighters. And paladins use a 10-sided dice for hit points. So you're going to have 10. Your constitution is 13, so you get no bonus. So you get 10 hit points is going to be your max. Okay. Aethernalis, your hit points, you get no. Oh, you do get a bonus. You get a +1 or a +2. I forget
It
if.
looks like a +1 on the table here. It's a 15.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. There's yeah, because if you had a 7, if you're a fighter class, the 17 and whatever gives you more bonus. But yep, so you get a
I have
+1.
5 times
Yep.
as many hit points as the average first edition wizard.
Yes, you do. So you get 5 hit points. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, Monkey. Your Constitution 14 doesn't give you any bonus, so you're starting with 10 also, right? 10. Got it. I like it. And last but not least, our Ranger. Does a Ranger do D10 as well?
No, Ranger actually gets 2d8.
Or 2D.
2d8s.
Is it 2D8s?
Yeah, it's 2d8s, and I get 1 +1 hit point adjustment, so I should get 18.
Let's see. You are
Unlike fighter types, rangers have 8-sided hit dice, but as first level, they
Yep.
get 2 rather than 1 hit.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. So you're going to get 16. Your Constitution's +1, so you're right. So you do have 17 hit points. You have the number of you're like a 5th level wizard, man.
18. Shouldn't it be
Oh, you get +2.
18 though, shouldn't it be?
Constitution.
Well, +1 per D8.
Is it +1 per hit die? I thought it was just a +1. So you're probably right, but it's been so long since I looked at this, so just let me, for my own service's sake.
I can look up where it says count.
So 15 shows +1. Bonus applies only to fight. Oh, no, that's So to me, I don't think it's. Is it per hit dice? I thought it was just +1. Constitution scores above necessary mechanic. As a
+2 per hit die. No, also
I mean, hey, if you know,
yeah, it's not really too clear.
No, so
You get-
I don't mind going to 18. It's only 1 extra hit point.
Yeah, I don't.
You can throw more damage at him.
I
now.
just hit you a little harder.
It doesn't.
I just hit you a little harder.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yep. So we'll go with the 18.
It's only 1.
Yep.
It's not a,
We'll go with the 18 until somebody comes out and tells me otherwise.
yeah, if we find somewhere where it explains a bear, it goes to 17. That's fine.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, no biggie.
So, I'm going step by step through the through our stuff here. So the next thing is our money. What's that?
So Sean, I'm just not to cut you off, but it does say hit point adjustment indicates a subtraction from or addition to each hit die for a character.
Okay, makes sense. I like it.
I think it. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Right. I like it. Okay. So there we have
Cool.
the definitive answer. All right. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is get you guys your starting gold. And we are not going max starting gold. We are going to roll this so that I can make sure you guys have to leave the city basically naked, broken, poor. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Monkey this time since he's at the top of my view here. So Monkey, as a fighter, you'd roll 5d4 times 10. So go ahead and roll 5d4, and then we'll figure out how much gold Monkey gets. And I'm about ready to go cook a bird for dinner because he's like all I can hear in my ear set. This is my bird squawking in the background. So, all right. So you start with 130 gold, sir. Nicely done.
Nice.
Nicely done. Percy, as a paladin, you start with the
Same as fighter.
So it's 5d4 as well. It's got to be, yeah. Don't abbreviate the R. You got to spell out roll. Stupid dice bot. $140 gold. Ooh, the paladin has more gold than the. That's kind of. Yeah, 140, and Monkey has 130. All right. Moving down the list to our magic user. Our magic users are the least of the lot. You roll 2 die 4 in order to get your gold.
Tell me what I
70 gold.
Okay.
Hey man, it's better than 10 gold.
I'm not going to
20
complain.
gold, I should say. And last
Not
but
bad.
not least, our ranger, 5d4, please, sir, Valorius. And you also get 140 gold. All right. So, equipage time. So I'm going to. I have my little note sheet here. I'm going to sort of break you guys up a little bit so I can. there, and then we're gonna do our paladin. Does anybody not have any kind of a player's guide where they can look at the price and the cost of items and whatnot? This is probably the more difficult of the things to do on a stream like this if people don't have the books or anything available. So, Purse, do you have anything for first edition that would allow you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Adam, I know you've got the digital copies of books, I believe.
Yeah, I got a PDF.
Yep. So if you haven't seen on page 35 of the first edition player's handbook, there is the basic equipment, supplies, and cost. What I would probably like to do is let's just go ahead and start with sort of the basic armor, if you guys want any, and weapons. And then once we decide that, then you guys can decide later whether or not whatever items that you want to get, right? So if you want to fill it out later, you don't have to do it on this. Like I said, this stream shouldn't last more than, as fast as we're going, this thing probably won't last more than another 30 minutes at most, depending upon questions or anything else when we go. So so let's kind of start.
Well, I actually have to go. So.
Oh, you're gonna have to go now?
Yeah.
Okay, you got your other stream going? That's fine. So that just means this stream will go even faster. So we will be here, same time, same channel next week, ready for the first adventure. Just remember, get with me offline to talk about the equipment that you got, because I want to put the character sheets together, because I'm going to have to put PDFs out there on Astral, right? Because we use Astral as our VTT. So just make sure you get with me so we can get that done. Cool.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right, Purse. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Yep. Bye.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Yep. Okay.
Night.
So that just completely hosed our. I'm just going to turn off the videos here, just because of the fact that when he left, remember what I was telling
everything
you?
up.
Yeah. As soon as somebody leaves or moves, and I really need to figure out. I mean, I know how Jay does it. He has everybody. He just has the whole Zoom thing in on his. He has the whole Zoom thing in on his channel. So I'm just going to remove you guys off there, and I apologize that people can't see our players, but it gets to be too much when somebody drops off, that it just sort of messes everybody up, and I got to figure out.
In my case, it's probably better they don't see me.
What's that?
I was just going to say, in my case, it's probably better they don't see me.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like having the character picture that kind of lights up and stuff, because that way we don't have to worry about it. But I do like people being on cam, and I'm really hoping that we can kind of get there. So, but anyway, that's fine. So as far as equipment, Monkey, so like I said, you've got 130 gold to work with. Do you know what you're going to want to have for armor?
Yes, splinted mail.
Okay.
Gonna want a shield.
All right, so splint mail is 80 gold, so that leaves you 50. And then your shield, large, small, wooden.
Let me see here. Shield large, 15 gold, large.
Okay. That's
at least 35.
Yep. At least you, at least you 35 gold to work with. So I'll let you kind of peruse through any of the other equipment. Well, what about a weapon? Do you know what your primary weapon is going to be? Do you have an idea?
Well, I was going to use several actually.
Okay.
I was going to use a long sword, and then I was going to use javelins. And have a two-handed weapon if I can afford it, a halberd, but I doubt it.
Yeah, no, there's no way you'd be able to afford all that, because a long sword is 15 gold by itself. Because I'm taking prices right out of the player's guide, right? I'm not doing any additional costs or stuff like that. It's just straight.
20 gold left, and then let's see what a halberd costs. They got to go.
Halberd's 9 gold. I used to love a halberd, man. That was like my go-to weapon, just because I always look for the weapon that did the most
That was
damage.
the best.
It's like that's
Yeah,
like
it did,
the
yeah.
weapon that does the biggest amount of damage. That's the one that I want. So
I would probably
Yeah.
get 4
And
javelins,
it's cheap.
which would leave me with 9 gold.
hang on a second. If you're not getting the halberd,
Yeah, if I get the halberd and then also 4 javelins, that would leave me with 9 gold.
all right. Hang on a second. A halberd is 9 gold, and javelins.
4 of them would be 2 gold.
All right, and that let's see, that's 95, 100,
Leave me with
110,
9 gold.
119, 100. Yep, leaves you 9 gold. Correct. And
And
we
it would
can.
probably-
You don't have to give me all the rest of your equipment. Those are the weapons that you want to do, right? That's the primary ones that I want to talk about are armor and weapons. Then we can kind of revisit and go back to decide, as far as additional equipment and stuff like that. And it stands to reason that you guys are very limited in your funds to start with, just because of the fact that when we start out, obviously the whole reason to start out is we're broke, we got no place to stay, we need to go make some money. So, all
Come
right.
here, peasant.
Yep, exactly. So,
Give me your rat.
so Aethernalis, obviously you don't get any armor,
Of course.
but you got 70 gold to buy stuff with. Typically magic users. Now, I will say that I am going to use components and component pouches.
Sure.
It's assumed that when you first start out on your adventuring career, you have enough spell components to cast every spell in your spell book once. After that, you're going to have to go find spell components and tote spell components around with you. And we're gonna keep track of that actively, since we don't have much else to keep track of in this game. We're gonna keep track of spell casters and spell users, spell components.
Sure.
so-
Things that don't have a cost, like that are basically like ridiculously cheap or kind of weird. Are we going to keep track of that, or are we going to keep track of?
No, we're going to keep track of everything. So we're
Okay.
gonna say, oh, I need gum arabic, I need maple or something. I need a drop of maple, so I want to go get a little vial of maple, and we're going to say that this vial of maple holds 100 drops or whatever, right? We'll come up with something, right?
Of course.
And
Makes sense to me.
and then you'll purchase that and you'll put it in your component pouch or whatever, and then that's what
Okay.
you'll have handy. So yeah, so we definitely want
Right.
to keep. But again, if there's some things like,
Yeah.
oh, I need a blade of grass, well, you don't need to buy that. You just walk out and grab a blade of grass. Any blade of grass will do, or something, right? So.
I've got 5,000. Let me just pick one out of that little bag that I have.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I know that some of the spells say that the component is consumed and some do not. I know that you have like you just assume everything is consumed, or
No, I do not. If it specifically says that it's not consumed, for example, in 5e identify spell, you need that pearl, but that pearl never gets consumed.
right? 100%.
I believe it works the same in 1e, but I don't know for sure. I'm gonna have to double check and see whether or not it works that way as well. So
Do let me know what you find, because when I read through it, it seemed to me like it was like it would say if it was consumed, but if it wasn't, then it wasn't.
Right.
Like so.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But
Yep.
we'll make those decisions just to kind of figure
Sure.
out that stuff. So are there any weapons that you intend to buy? You're gonna at least buy one, because typically wizards are like staff or dagger and stuff or darts.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out because in the magic user section it doesn't really list what kind of like weapons I can or cannot use, at least as far as I can tell.
Right.
So I'm probably gonna at least own a dagger, because you never know when you're gonna need a knife.
Yep. Usually, like I said, daggers and staffs. That's why wizards like to have staffs, because not only can they fireball from them, they can beat people over the head with them.
Yeah, I'll probably be picking up a staff as well. This is gonna take me a little while to figure out exactly, because I'm looking through the equipment for the first time here.
Yeah.
What exactly I want to buy,
Yep.
but I'm gonna definitely.
So if you look on
Have a-
page 19 of the player's handbook,
Yeah. Okay.
magic user, no armor, no shield, dagger, dart, staff. They can use oil, and I don't allow them to use poison. Only assassins can use poison. So.
Okay.
It's at the bottom. It says armor and weapons permitted.
Dagger, dart, and staff. Okay.
Yep. So those are the.
No crossbow for me. Huh.
What's that?
I was trying to figure out like if a crossbow would be viable, but if it's not listed there, that means I can't use it, right?
That
All right,
is
cool.
correct. Those are your options, which is why
Right, so-
wizards were so squishy in the first edition. So
You don't really do much. Fortunately, hopefully, I can hire some people to take care of that shit for me. A couple guys with crossbows, men at arms. I
there
don't
you
know.
go.
We'll see.
There we go.
Gonna see how much that costs.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad you brought that up because that'll give me some research to kind of check things out.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna own a dagger. I'm definitely going to. I don't even know if there is a benefit to having a staff.
It's just another weapon to have. Like if you happen to throw, because daggers are throwable. They have a range of 20 in a short range. I think 40 is a long range. So you would be able to throw a knife and then still have a stick to beat somebody with, but that's your choice. So a dagger, I believe, is 2 gold.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm looking at it right now.
Just one dagger or multiple daggers.
I'm probably going to start with one for now.
Okay.
And look into looting or buying more. We'll see how it goes.
Got it. Okay.
Where would is it lifted as a quarterstaff or just a staff?
It's a quarterstaff. Yeah, that's what you.
Right, because I'm not seeing it.
I wonder if it's somewhere else in the miscellaneous somewhere for some reason.
It's on page 37 for damage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
But it is not listed with its cost.
Yeah, it says its weight, but I could have swore that there was some place that had it because most people are just going to go out and cut the limbs off of a tree. So
I mean,
we can
it's possible that it's
if you want it, we can put it down. We just won't put a price on it right now because I'm not worried about it.
Oh no, the stick of wood. It's going to cost a copper piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, Doc, we'll allow them to dual class in this case because they're human. The only one that we have that's not human is our half orc. So if he decides to class, then yes, I will allow them to do that.
Is it assumed that I have to spend money on clothes as well?
No.
Okay, cool. So I'll just
regular
have
clothing. Regular clothing.
Yep.
But any special stuff like cloaks and hooded cloaks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just your common everyday wearer clothes. Traveling
I'll
clothes, whatever you want to call them.
Probably buy a cloak. I guess it's assumed I have a belt. Got to keep those pants up somehow.
Nothing's ever assumed.
Oh, okay.
Nothing is ever assumed. So I'm not going to worry so much about the mundane items. Yeah. You just need to put the list down. But anything that you're going to buy, you have to consider that you're actually purchasing it. Because this is your starting gold, so you're going to have to go, if you want a belt with a belt pouch, you're going to have to buy the belt, then the pouch for it, etc. Right? So that's all that money comes out from the very beginning. So
I like it. I'll have a very detailed list of where everything is on my verse, and by the time next week.
Yep. And that's the other thing that we're going to need to determine is the layout of the character sheets. There's a lot of online ones that work really well. Form fillable ones as well. If one of you guys want to find something or you have something that you like to use that we can share with the group, because like I said, by next week I need to have the character sheets completed, filled out, and I want to have them uploaded into Astral because I want to make sure you guys have your character sheets out there. The downside with Astral is the 1E game doesn't have a lot of stuff associated with it. Like, for example, if I want to drag a monster token onto the 1E game, there are no monster tokens associated with 1E. I don't understand why they did that. It's only if it's a 5E game. So what I did is I created our game as a 5E game, but we're uploading 1E sheets and PDFs. We're not using their 5E template. So that way, at least I can drag and drop monster tokens onto the maps along with your characters on the maps without having to deal with too much pain in the ass stuff like I had to do with the playtest adventure. So, all right, Valorius, my friend.
Okay, so I have 140 gold. I am going to do splint armor. I am going to buy a bastard sword. for 25, so that's 105. Short bow is 15 gold, so that's 120.
Yep.
Spent, and 12 a dozen arrows is 1 gold piece, so that leaves me with 19 gold pieces over to buy.
How much was a short bow?
15.
15. Yeah, I just missed a button. And then you said 12 arrows is 1 gold, right?
Yeah.
All right, so it says 105, 120, 121. That leaves you, it leaves you 19 gold.
Yeah. So I may grab a shield with that. Now I can't remember. Does a helmet do anything to your armor class?
No,
I don't think it does.
it does not. It's in some places. I have had games where they your armor class could be different based on the part of your body.
Yeah.
So, for example, I'm not sure if in Jay's game, I know probably in the ever mysterious Tim's game, he has those really bad critical charts that people instantaneously die no matter how big or small they are sometimes, depending upon the blow.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they have different ways that they can track if you get a shot to the head, right? If you get a shot to the head and you don't have a helmet, then your armor class, maybe it's worse for you or something like that. But I don't play that. For me, it's purely aesthetic.
Okay.
Or maybe I may give you a break on if you get a shot to the head with a rock or something like that, right? It's not quite as damaging or whatever, but I don't usually play that too much. I'm not that much of a detail freak.
Okay, and you said that we don't have to buy like a cloak or a back. Well,
So-
how about like equipment like backpack and stuff?
Anything, everything. You have to buy everything except the clothes on your back. So if you want a backpack, a bedroll, torches, belts, anything, the only thing you have is a pair of breeches tied with a rope and a shirt on your back. Other than that, what you're telling me you're buying is what you're buying from the very get-go. So I want you guys as broke can be when we begin to play.
Well, you'll get your wish, I'm sure.
So I know we do have a little bit of time. I don't want it to be less than 90-minute first session, just because. So we do have a little bit of time to kind of talk about some things. So I'm kind of curious. Let's start with you, Monkey. Your character, half-orc fighter. Where do you see him as sort of a background, right? What backstory do you kind of foresee for him? Like, where is he hail from? How did he end up in the free city of Greyhawk to begin with? Because you guys are all going to start as members of the Greyhawk Adventurers Guild. That's where we're kicking things off. But after we'll get a little more into that after we talk about your character. I'm not looking for a fully fleshed out backstory. I'm just kind of curious. What do you consider your character to be from, or what's his sort of driving force to bring him to the city, especially so close to the Wild Coast and the Pomarge, where humanoids are frowned upon?
I think his mother will have smuggled him, and because she was maybe raped by an orc, maybe during a raid.
Quite possibly.
And she was from a small farming area, perhaps,
right
and
along the Wild Coast.
Yeah, possibly. And he's got pale skin color, so he's been able to pass for a human, but his nose and his mouth gives him away. So
gotcha.
He's always in his ears, and he's always been kind of pretending he's been human. He has always covered his face, and
gotcha. Is he gonna wear a veil so he could say he's like Backloonish or something like that? He could wear Backloonish type stuff and have the veil, wear the belly dancer outfit.
His face won't have a veil on it, but he will have. His portrait won't have that. Just because I don't have anything for that.
I'm just messing with you, brother. I was just.
Oh, okay.
And you put on the belly dancer outfit, put the little veil, get the little Get the little ching 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 things going on as you're dancing through town, right?
Okay, I thought you were
No.
looking at his Facebook account. Yeah. His photos got out.
No, not at all. That's cool. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You don't happen to know, or he doesn't happen to have a friend named Dwayne, does he? Because Dwayne was from the Wild Coast, a little small farming community
wow.
that got torn up by a bunch of gnolls, I think it was, that raided his
Yeah.
community and burned the place
Yeah,
down.
Geminus got was the name of the town, and it got fucked.
Yes,
was
it
bad.
did.
It was bad.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was just so Aether Nahus played a rogue character named Dwayne, who was from the Wild Coast, a small farming community that got raided by gnolls, and it got basically burnt to the ground. And it sort of drove him to go work for the city watch in one of the nearby towns and stuff. So yeah, it was a good backstory. But he too was from the Wild Coast, so that's why I was just kind of curious. So yeah, man. So that's actually pretty cool. Do you know? Would you know where on the Wild Coast? Because there's quite possibly times where you guys may end up in an adventure on the Wild Coast. Slavers. And
God, flashbacks. Oh God.
You're talking Chinese to me right now. I don't know where that's at.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So
the
the Wild Coast, actually, we can. Let's do this. Oh, good. I like it. We're going to go to the definitive authority on this. And let's see if we can't. I don't know why this is so much on. I'm going to fix this in line or in time with everybody here. Can you see that?
Is it on Twitch?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Anybody watching on Twitch? Okay,
yeah. It's zoomed all the way out. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a few seconds behind, I think.
Yeah, it's a couple seconds behind. So, up here, let's see, where's it at? If it has, yeah, it's just a little bit off from me, so I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to come over here, make this a little bigger. Anyway, so if I zoom in, I'm going to zoom in on the free city herself. So there's Greyhawk, right?
Yeah.
And now if I zoom out a little bit, and keep an eye on Greyhawk, down here, is the Pomage. So here's where all the humans and stuff tend to be from, or humanoids, I mean, orcs and whatever tribes. This whole zone right around here along the Sea of Durant is this is all called the Wild Coast, right? So down toward this way, toward Highport and stuff, is more of the humanoids have invaded, but over here, like Elred, Safeton, Fax, all that, right? All of these are
probably from where the buffer is at.
Right. So yeah, and the slavers, they actually travel up and down the coastline, sort of raiding and stuff like that, right? So it's quite possible you were from somewhere here in this area, right? So like here you can see the political lines, if you will, or the state lines. You know, the city of Badwall and Fax and stuff like that, right? So that's kind of where you guys came from. And then Safeton's a little farther up here, right? So, and the slavers come all the way up here as well, right? So it's quite possible that, anywhere along the coast you could have been, right? Anywhere along this whole wild coast all the way down to Highport, right? You could have, because there's humans all the way up and down, so it's quite possible. So yeah, so that's kind of where we're at, and like I said, then we're.
And if I may add, Monkey, there's a Greyhawk supplement module called Slavers that really details the whole the whole Wild Coast area there, including the Pomarge. It's all take place in Pomarge. A lot of information there. You can get it on drive through for like $8 or $6, and you can get a PDF for free too. I'm sure you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just did spend a lot of time thinking about the backstory just because it was one shots.
Yep. Yeah, and the only reason I say that is this. And like I said, I'm not concerned with the whole continuity of campaign type stuff that you normally delve into when you're running a campaign, because you're right, it is all one shots. However, it could quite possibly come upon a time where you are in an area where you may have grown up when you were younger, and it's quite possible that somebody there knows you, knows your mom or whatever, and you can leverage that in a campaign, right? Or in a game, because although for the most part you're going into an adventure, a lot of these adventures have travel. Oh, the players are traveling from point A to point B, and there's opportunity for role play. You guys are looking for something in town, there's opportunities to role play there as well, right? So because it's part of the adventure, right? So you're in the free city, that's quite possible you have to go some place and talk to somebody who's a well-known person or something, right? There's going to be opportunities for role play, but you are right. And that's the only reason I asked, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, and I said the picture kind of what the beginnings of what he kind of looks like, just give you an idea how he kind of looks human.
Yeah. Cool. I dig it. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit here, Wild Coast. And I hope nobody gets upset that his backstory is based on a rape, because that's a classic half-orc background, I guess, for lack of a better term. Any of the half whatever, even half elves, it's quite possible that something happened with mom and an elf or elf woman and a human guy, or vice versa, whatever. So cool. All right. Don't have Crep here anymore. So what about you, Adam? Have you kind of given a little bit of thought to your backstory on, or did you grow up in the city or the surrounding areas of the city, or?
Actually, pretty far from it. I was thinking, and I need to get details from you about what the naval culture is like in this world. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking, having been a navigator aboard a ship from some sort of one of the probably not from Greyhawk originally, mm-hmm. but one of the coast one of the countries that borders the coast.
Yep, there's a lot of those.
Having been absolutely given a terrible, horrid captain when we were beset upon by pirates, elected to, instead of fight against them as our terrible and foolhardy captain ordered, join them instead, and become this sort of basically have spent a lot of my early years from my my early 20s to my mid 20s working with that crew and being a sort of pirate. I'm not playing an evil character, to be clear.
Yep. No, I get you.
But and I'll work out the details with you with you a little bit later. But
so there are all kinds of places. Mm-hmm. In particular, like I said, if you don't want to start on the Wild Coast area, which is where a lot of the slave trade stuff is, the Scarlet Brotherhood's all over the place, right? So, I mean, down the Pomarge, all the way along the coasts. You may recall when you guys were in Sassarine, in one of our early campaigns in Sassarine. If you look at all of these ports and stuff like that, a lot of these are Brotherhood in nature. So, I mean, from all the way down there. So, I mean, it's quite possible you could have come really from anywhere. If you wanted to be a little closer, like Onwall here, the South Province, possibly, quite possibly, even Nyron, like the coast of Nyron, when Relmore Bay, kind of coming up through these routes, right? Doing routes from Nyron over to, say, Hardby. Hardby is sort of the gateway to Greyhawk, if you will, because she sits right on the mouth of the Celantan River right here, and she's right here. So it's quite possible that along these routes, you guys right in this zone here, you're right off the coast of the Pomarge here, right? So you can see that it's possible that you guys got attacked by pirates or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So it's wide open on where you want to be from if that's going to be your case. I would just be kind of. But so how did you end up in the city then? If you're running this pirate show.
So I was a part of it, is what I was going to say. That's kind of like my
Gotcha.
background. It's no longer a thing I'm involved with.
Right.
Probably because there's two sort of like routes you can go down as a pirate. Either you go out in a blaze of glory and you lose your boat,
Right.
or you retire wealthy enough to kind of move on with your life. I was kind of going for like the former of the two.
Right.
Where while I did manage to amass a considerable amount of wealth for myself, serving as the navigator and then eventually as the quartermaster for this crew.
Right.
I eventually we bit off a little bit more than we could chew, and eventually my boat was sunk. I survived. Blah 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 blah.
Gotcha.
A lot of extra details you don't need to know. I had a sort of like not necessarily coming to Jesus moment, but a little bit of a restructure of how I thought about the world, and I used the money that I had stowed away. Being a more intelligent character, I didn't just blow it on courtesans and ale to enroll in perhaps I believe Greyhawk has an arcane university.
It does.
If I recall correctly.
It does.
I'd like to have basically used the considerable wealth I saved up to have enrolled there.
Okay.
And that is how I've become a first level magic user, how I've gotten to the point I'm at now. Unfortunately, it's very doing magic is extremely expensive.
Yep.
So I'm imagining that I'm starting to run low on funds and I need to find another way to further my education.
Okay. Perfect. I like it. That's actually a pretty good backstory. Something that we'll never be able to use anywhere in any of our campaign, but it's a great.
Well,
backstory.
I could just, I know stuff about navigation, I guess, like.
Yep.
When it comes down to it,
do have secondary skills and stuff like that we can kind of talk about.
Sure.
Gator on a pirate ship. So it's quite possible while you guys are down dealing with slavers that you might meet some of your old crew.
Yeah, if any of them survived.
Yeah.
I'll leave that up to you, DM.
Yeah. And last but not least, what about you, Valorius? Do you have any kind of idea on the sort of where you're from or what your story is and how the heck does a ranger end up in the Free City, or is he not in the Free City? He's sort of hanging out with the druids on the outside of the Free City.
Well, I think what I'm going to do, because we're talking, we've talked about the Pomarge and within the Bay. I'm going to say that I hail from Enstad, which is the capital of Selene, and that my ranger training took place somewhere in the Welkwood. Okay, which borders the Wild Coast, as you know.
Yep.
And
for those that don't know, you can see the Welkwoods right here. This zone right in here. Okay.
Yeah. So So I was thinking that I could tie in with with Monkey maybe somehow we even know each other from previous like maybe run into each other now and I'm just thinking out loud just to kind of make a connection there and it shows right there that the Selene symbol is a tree right
yep.
That I remember from the days so I was looking at something like that, Sean.
Okay, awesome. And so, to the Free City itself, I mean, what was the impetus for going to the Free City? Sorry, maybe you said it and I just missed it.
I haven't got that far.
Okay. Okay. It's could be anything. You know what I mean? I mean, something as simple as, oh, you're an errand boy, and there's the druids outside the Free City, and some druids in the Welkwood need you to deliver, out there, and now you find yourself short of funds and you can't get back, and so now you're sort of joined a group to kind of make some money or whatever. But yeah.
Okay, so now let me ask you this: What era of Greyhawk are we in? Are we in the Gold Box era? Are we in the From the Ashes era?
It's definitely going to be a From the Ashes kind of campaign. Okay. I like pre-wars stuff. I think pre-wars is cool. Post-wars to me is just fine as well. I really have no preference because no matter when the period is, I'm still gonna, like, for example, I could run the Giant series or something
Right.
that's supposed to happen post wars. I could still run it as a pre-war thing or whatever. But I always tend to start my games in and around just after the war started or ended. I mean, so for example, my Parentland campaign is 586, so I'm probably going to start it right around the same time, just a little bit later in the year. It's going to be more of a summertime start than a winter campaign that I'm starting up in Parentland.
Okay, so I will read up some stuff in From the Ashes in,
Yeah.
and I'll try and make it something cool from there to show to explain while I'm in Greyhawk or the outskirts of Greyhawk or
Right.
at Greyhawk
Right.
or something. It's funny, I've heard a lot of since I've gotten back into it, and this is only about a month or two. That a lot of guys saying that From the Ashes was not well received. Where I liked From the Ashes and what all that happened in that box set. So I'll refer to that and I'll try and come up with something.
Okay.
Sean, next couple days.
Yep. There's no hurry. We got a week. This is for those that didn't see. This was what Monkey was talking about. His character, what his character is going to look like.
Yeah, I saw that on
Yeah,
Monkey, you did a good job on those that artwork. I like it.
Yes, he does. Yep, he really does. I need to pay him for what he's doing. So we may end up having him for this campaign too. So there's four. We got 4 players. I'm hoping our 5th player is going to be joining me sometime this week, so that we can have at least 5. Anybody out on the stream? We've only got a few people watching our stream tonight, but that's fine. The more the merrier. I mean, these are the select few that are dedicated to come watch us game. So
Sean, sorry, Sean. Just I did ask my friend who I thought was going to be able to play.
Yep.
I texted him as we were going on here tonight, and he did advise he's not available. Unfortunately,
no, that's fine.
Not for a little bit.
Yep.
So that's
we have
too bad.
5. We have at least. I'm hoping at least 5, because Obsidian can play occasionally. He said. Let me see if not Obsidian, Oblivion. Sorry, I don't know why I kept saying Obsidian. He says that he's able to play, but it's only sort of. He may not be able to play some weeks, and obviously this week is when he couldn't play. But he and I will get behind the scenes to roll his character. He played a really good thief last session. It looks like we could use a rogue or a cleric here.
I was just going to point that out actually, Sean, is that we got a lot of firepower, but
we're going to need a cleric or a thief type. So. Really, the last thing that I want to talk about in this last 5 minutes before we start wrapping things up here a little bit is the actual starting adventure itself. We're starting at the free city of Greyhawk, obviously, but I have 2 classic sets of, and these. When I say these are classic adventures, I mean they're classic to me. They're not necessarily published adventures that people have run lots and lots of times and everybody's familiar with, but I have 2 adventures that I love running, one that's in the city and one that begins in the city, but really it takes place around the city itself. So if you guys had your druthers, and I know as a ranger you're probably going to want to be outside the city, but I'll let the group of 3 decide, because 3 is going to be a majority anyway. What do you guys prefer? Would you rather start in the city itself as members of the Adventurers Guild, or sort of have a mission that starts you outside and around the free city, as opposed to, or I should say, also members of the Adventurers Guild, just a different mission? So I want to kind of give you guys that option on how you want to start the campaign. What are your thoughts?
I'm okay with whatever the group says.
I think the DM should pick.
You want the DM to pick? Okay.
That's my. I mean, because I'm kind of like Monkey. Whatever you guys want. Whatever I'm good either or, and I think the easiest way out is to put all the pressure on the DM.
So in other words, you guys, when you die, you don't want to be blamed for saying, well, if we'd have taken the other adventure, we might not have died.
Yeah, that's right.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will say then the adventure is going to start out with you guys in the Adventurers Guild, and your mission will take you outside the Free City, although not super far outside the Free City, but it is going to be a relatively outdoor adventure, because this will help play to the aspects of the party, particularly with the ranger in the group. So hopefully you won't get lost as you guys are traipsing about the wilderness, wherever that may be. To the north into the mountains, to the west into the woods, to the south into the marshes. Somewhere you guys are going to have the ranger help you out. So, all right. I think that's just about all we needed to cover tonight. I'm glad I was able to squeeze 90 minutes out of this, because I was really worried that with the way we were rolling dice, and it's rolling all the dice at once, I was afraid that it was going to be done so fast that it would only be like 30 minutes. But we got a good hour and a half session going here. And I definitely appreciate everybody that's out in the live chat. I know I haven't been interacting with you guys that much tonight. I do apologize. I've been more focused on getting these guys' characters made. But I do promise you, starting next week, we're going to have a lot of those bells and whistles, hopefully. Now that we've made affiliate because of you guys, because of your patronage, we definitely appreciate it, week in and week out. We're hoping you'll actually join us next Monday for our official kickoff, as our heroes of yet to be named gather together in the halls of the Adventurers Guild to receive their first assignment, which will take them somewhere outside the Free City, and we'll see where it goes from there. Once again, if you guys came in a little bit late and you're not sure what's going on, we just rolled up our characters tonight. That's the whole purpose of the night session. Nothing exciting really going on, just a little bit of talking about our characters, a little bit of backstory about the campaign. This campaign is called 1E One Shots for a reason. Every week or two, depending upon how many sessions it takes to get through an adventure, the party is going to be tasked with tackling an adventure. Today it's in the Free City. Tomorrow it might be in the Barrier Peaks. The week after that it could be down in the jungles of the Amedio. We have no idea where they're going week in and week out. We don't care how the party gets there week in and week out, but they're going to level just as if they were in a regular campaign. So they'll adventure, gain experience, level, and then I'll be able to treat them to more and deadlier adventures. I really hope to incorporate a lot of the classic adventures. For example, I'm a big fan of Saltmarsh, the original version. I kind of enjoyed it. I also liked the Moat House. I wasn't a huge fan of the Temple of Elemental Evil, unless you like big, huge, massive dungeon crawls that take months to go through. But I did like the Moat House aspect of it. I thought that was kind of fun. So again, I have no idea where I'm going to be sending them. It could be published adventures, could be, I should say, standalone published adventures like a module, could be something out of Dungeon Magazine, could be something out of Dragon Magazine, could be something out of Living, or the Living Greyhawk area, 3E, but I'll just convert it back to 1E, right? Stuff like that. But it's just meant to be a bunch of one-shots, man, and hopefully people get into it and people will enjoy it as much as we do, kind of playing through it. So any other questions, any last comments or stuff that you need clarified, or anything that you want to do character-wise before we wrap things up tonight? Start with you, Monkey. Anything?
Well, not really, not character-wise. Just thanks for once again allowing me to play with y'all, and yeah, that's I live to game.
Well, I mean, we had to let you in because you're our artist. So if we didn't let you in, we might not get the artwork we need. So I mean, that was kind of you had a leg up on you have a leg up on everybody else. So
okay, yeah. So that's what I like to do, and
actually, you're a good player too. So I guess that kind of helped too. So I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate that.
No, I thought you guys did great when we played in the Ruins of the Mist Marsh, and I had a blast playing it. I think you guys sounded like you're having at least a little bit of fun. But
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. That's why I was eager to come back. So
yeah. So, all right, cool. All right, what about you, Adam? Anything, any questions, anything character-wise you need cleared up or add to or anything like that?
Not at this moment. I think I've sort of got everything
Okay.
that I need for tonight squared away, and I'll be sending you questions
You
and
have
stuff.
the Greyhawk maps, right? You know where to get them or how to get to them.
The Animire stuff. Yeah. No, I have that favorited.
Yep. Oh yeah, I think everybody on the planet needs to have her website favorited and stuff. So. Once again, don't forget, starting next week, and I'm just doing this before I forget, starting next week, we also are going to have our random encounter thing going on again. So our giveaway is you get to choose a random encounter that will occur the week following. So you will get with me after the game or whisper to me during the game a creature or monster that's level appropriate for the party to, even if it's not level appropriate, I'll even consider that depending upon what it is. But you guys will get an opportunity to sort of pick the random encounter of the week, and that way it'll give me a time to set it up the following week. And then we just won't tell the party, and we'll spring it on them when they least expect it. So. Hopefully we can get a few more TPKs that way. It's been a while, but we'll see how things go. So, Valorius, you got anything for us, bro? Anything specific to your character, or anything specific to your background, or anything?
No. I think I'm good on my character right now. Like I said, dive into that From the Ashes box set and kind of see what I can see in there about Greyhawk and the surrounding area.
Okay.
But I did want to mention that I did have I guess testing couple of sessions we did there, Sean. That was a lot of fun. I did have fun with it too, and I do appreciate you letting me play again. Because I had no idea that Greyhawk was still so alive.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to find all this stuff, literally, like I was saying, in the past couple of months, is just fantastic. I mean, I've got all my stuff out again. I think I have just about every Greyhawk published TSR book, except for maybe one or two. So I mean, I was heavily into Greyhawk back in the day, and I've been doing nothing but reading it since we started playing together. So thank you. I appreciate it.
That's going to be the first encounter. We're going to get a Manticore in there somewhere. We're just going to right there. See, boom, first encounter.
One of those tails. Gotta look out for those tail spikes. Yeah.
Right. But I definitely appreciate you guys agreeing to play. I was kind of worried that, I should say, I didn't know if I was going to have enough players to play. And the fact that I have 5 really. If Oblivion's doing okay, but to at least have 4, I think we're good. Medusa, that sounds good. See, Monkey's out there in chat telling things. See, I like it. Let's fight a Medusa. Put your mirrored sunglasses on. Let's go. So, all right. So we're going to start kind of winding down here. I really do hope that you guys will come see us next week. Like I said, for our session 1 kickoff. If you didn't already know, we also stream on Fridays, but it's every other Friday. This upcoming Friday is my Parentland Adventures group, and of which Aethernalis is there, and Corvus Bray, who's out in our chat. He's another character that plays in that game. That's a really fun game too. They just completed their first mission. They actually took down a werewolf that was at first level even. They took down a werewolf that was plaguing the town of Christchurch and Parentland, and so now they've been waiting anxiously for, well, not they, but the town's been waiting anxiously for supplies to come up from the city of Traft to the south, and it just arrived. However, it was only 1 wagon, and it wasn't really a bunch of supplies. It was one guy screaming for help. So that's where they left off at the last session. So hopefully they'll be able to solve and figure out what's going on as the next challenge has been presented to them. So, again, I'm Sean. I'm your host for tonight. I'm your host every night that we stream, and I hope you guys will catch us next week. If not, see you around the interweb sometime. Catch us on Discord. You can catch us on YouTube. Catch us on Twitter. You name it, you can find us. Hopefully, we'll see you guys around.